This assignment is section 1.4 inverse function, and we're going to be verifying. I'm going to go ahead and share with you the instructions. It says for the following functions, use composition to determine whether f and g are inverse. Remember that we have to determine f. We have to determine f composition of g of x, and we need to figure out g composition of f of x. And the only way we're going to know that they are inverse of each other is that the final output, and I'm going to write here final output, is equal to what? That's correct. It has to be equal to x. So don't get intimidated by the equations. I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to go ahead and try to work out the harder ones. I might skip around between 1 and 2. I think number 2 is harder. So I'm going to go ahead and do number 2. So take a minute. Make sure that you have a place that you're able to show your work. Take your time. I do expect you to do the problems that I'm doing here with me. So we're going to start off by doing f, and hopefully by using a different color that helps you. G, remember f is looking for an input, g is looking for an input, and it's x. So the question is, do we know what g of x is? We work with the inner function, right? So do we know what g of x is? That's correct. G of x is going to be the cube root of x plus 5, okay? You see that? All I did is I replaced g of x. So take a minute to see what I'm doing. All I did was I had g of x, and I know that g of x is equal to the cube root of x plus 5. So all I did is I substituted for g of x the cube root of x plus 5. Now don't get intimidated. I'm going to show you how to do this. Now you're going to focus on f. Remember that f is a process that's up here. This is the process, so we have f parentheses cubed minus 5. So think a minute, what's going to go in there? I want you to think about it for a minute, what's going to go in there? That's correct. It's going to be the cube root of x plus 5. Something interesting happens here. When you cube a cube root, what happens is they essentially cancel each other. So you're left, the radical or the cube root and the 3 cancel each other. So you're left with x plus 5 minus 5. And look at that, doesn't it become easier? Now what is 5 minus 5? That's x. So we know that f composition of g of x is going to be x. And I'm going to give you a minute to look at that. So now we are going to have to find g. Now we have g as our outside function, and our inner function is going to be f of x. So now we have to do the reverse. Now you see that g is the outside function, and I'm going to draw a line so you don't get them mixed up. So we have g of f of x. So what do I have? I have g parentheses f of x is x to the third power minus 5. So now I'm going to look at g of x. What is g of x? G of x is going to be the cube root. And see how you have x in here? So you're going to substitute x with x to the third power minus 5. And then what you have on the outside of g is plus 5. The parentheses, you can take off the parentheses and you notice that negative 5 plus 5 is going to be 0. So you have the cube root of x, which comes out to be x. So we know that the final output for both were x. So guess what? These two are inverse of each other. Between question 3 and 4, I think question 3 might be harder because of the fractions. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now remember, for us to check if they are inverse of each other, we have to have f of g of x. Just a reminder, if we want to make sure that these two are inverse of each other, we're going to do f of g of x, and we're also going to do g of f of x, and we want the final output for both. The final output, what do we want it to be? Think about it. What do we say it had to be? That's correct, x. So don't let the fractions get you intimidated. We're going to work through it, so let's go ahead and I'm going to use some highlighters here, some highlighters here to kind of show you the difference. This is f of x. This is g of x. So I'm going to go ahead and do f. And remember, we want an input. So what is our input? G. And remember, function g has an input of x, and remember that function f has an input of g of x. So what you're going to do, you're going to look at function f, and what I like for you to do first is write 2/3, and then you have a blank, right? That's where the x is going to go, minus 4. Do we know what g of x is? Well, g of x is equal to 3/2 x plus 6, right? 3/2 x plus 6. So guess where that's going to go? That's going to go right there. So I'm going to write it. It's going to be in blue. 3/2 x plus 6. I recommend that you use a calculator. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to work it out as if I'm using fractions, okay? So it's going to be green. 2/3 times 3/2. Don't you notice that we have a 3 in the denominator? We also have a 2 in the denominator. Don't those cancel? So you're left with x plus 2 times 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Divided by 3 is 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. So your final output is x. We're not done yet. So now we are having to do g parentheses, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a line so you don't get confused. G input, and what are we going to have as an input? Now we will have an input as, think about it, that's right, f of x. That's our input. So now we got to look at g. G is 3/2. You see that 3/2 parentheses, because that is the input, plus 6. So what goes here in the input? Think about it for a minute. You see the green f of x? What goes in there for an input? I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to highlight. Go back. I'm going to highlight. So whatever's in green will be your input. So your input will be 2/3 x minus 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and work it out. You see the distributive property? Distributive property. You notice that you have a 3 in the numerator, 3 in the denominator. They cancel, and those cancel the 2's. a numerator, you have a 2 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator. So you're left with x, and then 3/2, 3 times 4 is 12, divided by 2 is 6, so it's minus 6 plus 6, and guess what that becomes? X. So they are inverse of each other. I'm going to do 6. I kind of anticipate, kind of predict that 6 is not going to be an inverse of each other. So remember, I have the notes here where I have f of g of x, and we have g of f of x, and what do we want as a final output? We want x as a final output. Remember, it has to be, both of them have to have a final output of x. So I'm going to let the blue function be f of x, and I'm going to let the red one be g of x. So hopefully this color coding can help you. We have f. We have f. What is the input for f? Well, we're going to do the first one, so it's going to be g of x. So we know f is going to be 1/2, and then we have 2x squared plus 1/3 raised to the second power minus 3. Okay, so it's already become very difficult. So I'm going to do it up here. Just to make sure that I have it correct. And let me go ahead and erase this right here. This is going to be a 1. I'm sorry. Let me erase this. It's 1/2 parentheses squared minus 3. And I know that g of x is red. So g of x is going to be 2x squared plus 1/3. Here's the problem. It's going to be 2x squared plus 1/3 raised to the second power. So let me go ahead and do it up here. So we have 2x squared plus 1/3 raised to the second power. So that's going to be 4x to the 4th plus 2/3 times 2, which could give you 4/3 x squared plus 1/9. Okay, so how I did that, I can show you how I did that. There's a fast way of doing that. It's going to be 2x squared raised to the second power, which is 4x to the 4th. Then you multiply the 2, the 1/3, and the 2, which gives us 4/3 x squared. And then the last is 1/3, you raise it to the second power, which is 1/9. This is already going south, but you're going to see that this will not be equal to x, so I can just stop. So I have 1/2, 4x to the 4th, plus 4/3 x squared plus 1/9 minus 3. So this is 2x to the 4th plus 8/3x squared plus 1/18 minus 3. Well, obviously it didn't come out to x. So you notice they're not going to be inverse of each other. So this would be no, not an inverse of each other, right? You got to be careful. I did make an attempt to work it out. It became very ugly, but you still have to make an attempt to work it out. I'm probably going to assign 2 or 3 problems. I haven't decided which of them because I'm going to work them all out. But I just wanted to give you a couple so you could get examples. If you feel that this is not enough examples, please text me. or see me in tutoring, and I can give you some more examples. Okay? Thank you.